I'm on the travel.state.gov website, and I'll leave this link as well as all other links I discuss in this video in the description box below for you. And here on the US Passports homepage, I'm going to go to where it says, I already have a passport on the right, and then below it, it says, report it lost or stolen. We'll click on that, and here we get some further information about what to do when it comes to reporting a passport lost or stolen. Report your valid US passport lost or stolen immediately to protect yourself from identity theft. Do not report your most recent passport as lost or stolen if the passport has expired. When you report your passport lost or stolen, we will immediately cancel it. You cannot use it for international travel, even if you find it later. And it's important to note that reporting your passport lost or stolen does not automatically replace your passport. If you want a new passport after reporting your current passport lost or stolen, you will have to apply in person and submit Form DS-11. A couple of really important takeaways. If you're not in an immediate rush, do make sure you have a thorough look through all of your belongings, through your home or your office, your workplace, wherever you may be, and look as thoroughly as possible for your passport. That's because once you report it lost or stolen, it will be cancelled immediately and you will not be able to use it, even if you find it later on. I've heard countless times of people losing their passport, only to find that a common place where they've supposedly left and forgot about it is their home scanner or a photocopier. Don't forget to lift the lid and have a look there as well. It's quite common. Also, you're not bound to replace your passport as soon as you report it lost or stolen. And when it comes to replacing your passport, the mail-in option is not available for you. You will have to apply in person and you'll have to submit the general passport application form DS-11. You will not be able to use the passport renewal form. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how to report a passport lost or stolen and simultaneously apply for a replacement passport. So there are two forms to fill in. First of all is Form DS-64. We can click on it and open it up as a PDF. It's a two-page form, but the first page is just instructions. As we scroll down, we get to the actual application form. Statement regarding a valid lost or stolen US passport book and or card. And it's important to note that you should be using black ink only. So here in purple at the top it says, please select the document or documents that you are reporting and its status. So you can either have a passport book which has been lost or stolen, or a valid US passport card which is lost or stolen. And underneath that it says, are you submitting this form in connection with an application for a new US passport book and or card? For the purpose of this video, it will be a yes for that question because we're going to simultaneously report the passport lost or stolen and apply for a replacement. Section 1 is identifying information of passport holder. Here you'll put in your information, and if you do by any chance have a copy or scan of the passport that was lost or stolen, you can just verbatim copy and paste the information that's on that into this section. Then section 2 is valid lost or stolen US passport book or card information. Answer all questions completely. If you do not know the answer in detail, be as exact as possible. The passport book and card have different numbers. Please provide the correct numbers if known. The passport number on a lost or stolen passport cannot be reused. So here in section 2, you'll go into as much detail as possible about how the passport or passport card was lost or stolen. And then you sign and date at section 3 to complete the form. After that, it says while applying for a new passport. To replace a lost or stolen passport, you must submit Form DS-11 in person. Where you apply depends if you are in the United States or outside the country. If you are in the United States and traveling in more than 9 weeks, make an appointment if required to apply at a passport acceptance facility to replace your passport. If you are traveling in less than 9 weeks, you may be eligible to make an appointment to apply in person at a passport agency or center to replace your passport. If you are outside the United States, you need to contact your nearest US embassy or consulate to replace your passport. When it comes to filling in Form DS-11, I've made a step-by-step walkthrough about the entire application process when it comes to Form DS-11. That's in the pop-out banner at the top right-hand corner of this video. The link is in the description box below, and you'll also find that video at the end of this video. Along with the supporting documents I mentioned in that video, you also have to submit a fee. Let's find out how to calculate the fee. We'll scroll back up, click on US passports, scroll down, and here on the right hand side it says cost of my passport. Let's click on calculate my fee. Here we can answer a few questions and it will calculate your passport fee. To calculate the total cost of your new passport, select the passport type and the method of processing you would like to use. Please note the application cost is non-refundable and is retained by the Department of State whether or not the passport is issued. We accept different forms of payment depending on where you apply. You should check with your acceptance facility to learn what form of payments they will accept before you apply. And when applying at acceptance facility, you will need to pay 2 fees. The first execution fee is payable to the facility, while the second application fee is payable to the US Department of State. Once again, I go into much more detail about how to submit your fees in the correct manner in my long-form video about completing application form DS11. So let's get our passport applications fee calculated. For where do you currently reside, we'll click on United States. What is your date of birth? I'll pick an arbitrary date. Have you ever had a US passport? In this instance, we're replacing a lost or stolen passport, so the answer will be yes. Do you still have the passport in your possession? Note, if you want to renew both a valid passport book and passport card, you must submit both documents. For example, if you can submit a passport book, but you lost your passport card, you cannot renew the passport card. If you want to renew either a valid book or a card, you must submit the specific document you want to renew. Because the passport is lost or stolen, it's not going to be a renewal, so we're going to say no to this question. Then it states, do you know the issuance date of your passport? I'll click yes, and this will be an arbitrary date for the passport's issuance. And then it asks, have you reported it lost or stolen to Passport Services? As I'm going to be submitting both forms DS64 and DS11 at the same time, at this stage it has not been reported, lost or stolen, so I'm going to click on no. Then hit next. Passport type. The passport book is $130 and is valid for all international travel by air, land and sea. There's a passport card which is $30, but please be advised that the card is valid only for return to the US by land or sea from Canada, Mexico, Bermuda and the Caribbean. And then you can go for the combination of both passport book and card for $160. I'm going to keep it nice and simple and apply for a passport book only. So I will select that option. And then the next section is processing method. So the standard method is no additional fees, and at the time of this recording, the processing time is 10 to 13 weeks. Processing times begin the day we receive your application at a passport agency or center, and do not include mailing times, which may add several weeks onto the door-to-door time it takes to receive your passport. If I go for the expedited method, it's an additional $60, and the processing time then becomes 7 to 9 weeks. Or I can go for expedited at agency processing. Again, there's an additional $60 and restrictions apply. You must have international travel in the next 14 calendar days to apply at an agency or center. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and apply via the standard processing method. Then scrolling down, I have 2 delivery options. It's standard delivery, no additional fees, delivery by USPS priority mail for new passport books. Documents may be returned by first class mail. Or I can go for the 1 to 2 day delivery, $19.53 delivery costs for new passport book, and your supporting documents may be returned by first class mail. I'll go for the standard delivery this time round, and then click on calculate. And here we have a very clear breakdown of the costs. So the passport book is $130. Because I opted for standard processing, there's no additional fee. And I also opted for standard delivery, which again has no additional fee. So the total payable to the Department of State is $130, and the execution fee payable to the acceptance facility is $35. So in total, I'll be paying $165. Once you've got your supporting documents and fee sorted out, you'll need to schedule an appointment at a passport acceptance facility. Here at while applying for a new passport, it says apply a passport acceptance facility, and that's an actual link. So we'll click on the link and it opens a search page. Use this site to find the nearest acceptance facility where you can submit your US passport application. Acceptance facilities include post offices, clerks of court, public libraries, and other local government offices which accept passport applications on behalf of the US Department of State. Search for facilities by zip code, state, or state city. You can also find facilities which offer on-site photo services. So in search by, I'll just put in a zip code, and I'll just stick with the default closest 10 facilities. And yes, it will be handy to have photo on site, just to make things a bit more easier instead of having to go to a third-party place like Walgreens or Walmart to get my passport photo taken. Now I'll click on search, and you can see here in the 10 search results, I've got a choice between public libraries, a post office, and a city clerk's office. So I'll go for the post office, Bicentennial Station Post Office. And here, by clicking on it, it gives me the name and address and the telephone number for that passport acceptance facility. And the other conveniences are handicap access, photo on-site, and photo nearby. And here it says the acceptance of the applications is by appointment only. And to schedule an appointment, we will then go to the USPS scheduler. So all we need to do is highlight this and then click on Go To. And now we're on the USPS.com site. So step 1 is choose a service. So for service type, we'll use the drop down and click on New Passport Only, New Passport with Photo Services only, or Passport Renewal. Let's go for New Passport with Photo Services. Please note that photo services are only available at select USPS locations for a $15 additional fee. We'll do it for 1 adult and no minors. Step 2 is search by. Search for appointments by location or date. I'll select location and then use Find USPS locations to compare post offices that provide passport services. I'll put in the zip code and let's do a radius, again, about 10 miles. The passport photo locations is already ticked. We'll click on search and then we can see that all the post offices have been listed as well. So this was the one that I looked at earlier, Bicentennial. So I'll go ahead and click on select location. And here again, I have reiterated the address for the post office, the opening hours, and then at the bottom here, I can select a date. Select the day you'd like to make your appointment. You can book appointments up to 4 weeks in advance. Only available time slots will be displayed. So I'll click on the little calendar icon here, and it says you can book appointments up to 4 weeks in advance. Only available days will be displayed, and please note appointments are not available on holidays. And here for calendar key, a block in all white means appointments are available, grayed out means no appointments available, and blue is a selected appointment date. So I can see here at the time recording in August, there are no appointments available, but the earliest I can find is Friday the 8th of September. So I can select that and then click on select date. And then I scroll down to step 3, select a time. Select a time from the list of appointments available. If you don't see a time that works for you, check another location. Appointments take approximately 15 minutes per person. Please arrive 10 minutes before your appointment. Appointment times displayed reflect the proper time zone of this passport acceptance facility. Scrolling down, the first appointment I can find that's available is at 11:30, and it states appointment available, so I can click on that. And then step 4 is providing contact information. So I'll put my name, my telephone number, and my email address, and I can even opt in to get updates via text message. I'm not going to complete this section because I don't want to take up this valuable slot for my fictitious application. Be sure again to take both the application forms, that's DS64 and DS11, the applicable fees, and all of your supporting documents. And don't forget to be there at least 10 minutes earlier. Once again, for more in-depth information to filling in the application form for a passport form DS11, I'll leave the link in the description box below, and you'll find it at the end of this video as well. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please do give it a like and consider subscribing. Why not share it with someone else you think may benefit from it? And if you have any questions or comments, leave them for me below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I've been Tesh from The Form Filler. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.